Nicole Watterson is the glue holding the Waterson family together.
Okay, this is not going to ruin our family out.
And by glue, we mean stress, fury, trauma, and the occasional karate kick to the fridge. She's a loving mother, a full-time worker, and a walking stress ball who could absolutely kill you with her bare hands.
Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Good morning, gentlemen. I'm so sorry I'm late. I worked all night on these figures.
But also, she's just trying her best. Still, if we psychoanalyze her seriously, that best might be hiding a psychological profile that's more cracked than calm. Let's start with the most explosive part of her personality, rage.
You're a worm! You're a thieving, bottom-feeding, money-grabbing clean families! You're the reason ice caps are melting and baby polar bears are homeless!
Nicole doesn't just get angry, she detonates. She yells, she snaps, she lifts cars, she destroys property.
Your crazy assumptions! We said we were going camping, so we are going! Just I will destroy anyone who tries to take— I'll do. I will destroy it! Come on, we're gonna be late!
She's basically a blue panther with a mortgage and an unhealed childhood, and the show makes this funny. But underneath the comedy, there's a pattern. Nicole's anger is rarely about the thing happening in front of her. It's delayed, displaced, or way too intense for the situation.
Then hashtag make, hashtag sure, hashtag you, hashtag stay alive, say it!
That's not how hashtags work.
In psychology, this is a red flag for emotional suppression. People who constantly suppress stress and sadness often end up channeling it into anger, because anger feels more controllable. It's easier to yell than to cry, easier to break something than admit you're breaking down. Nicole doesn't just snap because her kids are acting up. She snaps because she's overworked, overwhelmed, and undersupported. She's constantly stretched too thin, emotionally, financially, mentally. And the only outlet she seems to have is rage.
You're a worthless maggot! A pointless little—
Anyway, I feel much better now.
And where does that come from? Let's talk about her childhood.
You have always been disappointed in— Oh, because you always had insane expectations for me. Like how you make—
Nicole's parents, especially her mother, were cold, critical, and emotionally distant.
Kill his clothes my whole life. In life you—
They pushed her to be perfect, to win, to never show weakness.
Type?
Why settle for B- when you can have A+?
Nothing was ever—
You every possible chance to succeed.
Yeah, all at the same time.
No offense, but we always thought she could do better than a slacker with a dead-end job who got their pants at the army.
And Nicole took that to heart.
Karate.
What kind of childhood was that? I was—
She became the overachiever, the fighter.
I'll start. You have always been disappointed in me.
Only because we loved you.
No, because you always had insane expectations for me. Like how you make—
The one who never needed help.
Later, I'll be back for dinner before I get to work. Wait, briefcase! Oh, boy. Thank you, sweetheart. Good morning, gentlemen. I'm so sorry I'm late. I worked all night on these figures.
But here's the thing. When you're taught that love is conditional,
Really? Still trying to set me up with some banking dweeb?
No offense, but we always thought she could do better than a slacker with a dead-end job who got their pants at the army.
based on performance, results, or success,
Time I needed a blood transfusion and you gave me the wrong blood type?
Why settle for B- when you can have A+?
Nothing was ever— Join a gazillion after-school clubs.
We gave you every possible chance to succeed.
Yeah, all at the same time.
you don't stop trying to earn it, even as an adult. Nicole isn't just trying to be a good mom.
Your mouth shut.
Is that really the way you talk to girls? Doing here? Well, you said you wanted more attention, so I followed you to school.
She's trying to prove she's enough, all the time, to everyone, with no room for failure.
A winner
That kind of pressure doesn't create peace. It creates people who smile through gritted teeth.
You have always been disappointed in— Oh, because you always had insane expectations for me. Like how you make—
Until something snaps. And Nicole, she's constantly on the edge.
Does that mean we can get a candy bar?
What we're seeing isn't just a temper problem, it's a burnout loop.
Bottom-feeding, money-grabbing crook! People like you are squeezing the very last cent out of hard-working families! You're the reason ice caps are melting and baby polar bears are homeless!
High expectations, internalized pressure, emotional repression, then explosive release.
Okay, I'll start. You have always been disappointed in me.
Only because we loved you.
No, because you always had insane expectations for me. Like how you make—
In short, Nicole's rage isn't random. It's years of pain, stress, and shame packed into a cute cartoon shell. And that's just the beginning. Nicole Watterson doesn't like losing.
Come on, Anise! We can't lose to these slugs! And
She doesn't even like almost losing.
that remote is mine!
Then come and get it!
If she's not first, she's furious. If something goes wrong, it's a disaster. And if someone questions her ability, prepare for emotional warfare.
You're going to clean this place until it looks better than when you arrive. We'll leave and never come back.
But where does that come from? It all comes back to one word: control.
Mommy, I want some chocolate. I'm sorry, little sausage, but you've had too much candy this week.
Nicole isn't just a perfectionist, she's terrified of not being good enough.
And you're going to miss the school bus.
And in psychology, that's more than just being competitive. That's performance-based self-worth.
Degree angle. Throw the boys through the window directly into the school bus. Preserve reputation for punctuality. Deliver
She doesn't feel okay unless she's succeeding. As a parent, a professional, and even as a spouse.
or not.
Why not?
Because I'm gonna do it first.
If the house isn't clean, the kids aren't thriving, and she's not crushing it at work, she feels like a failure. The problem is, no one can win all the time. But Nicole tries anyway, and when she can't, she spirals.
So I am not going to ruin this by listening to your crazy assumptions. We said we were going camping, so we—
This is classic maladaptive perfectionism. Not the healthy kind that motivates, but the toxic kind that eats you alive. It's linked to anxiety, depression, burnout, and emotional breakdowns. And Nicole shows symptoms of all of the above. She micromanages everything, from her kids' activities to her own emotional expressions.
Don't you dare! Some chocolate. I'm sorry, little sausage, but you've had too much candy this week.
She tries to hide vulnerability and only shows strength. But underneath, she's clearly overwhelmed. She doesn't delegate. She doesn't rest.
What are you doing? You're going to miss the school bus. Tack, kick chair through the window, grab the two boys, twirl 3 times to generate speed, release—
She treats stress like a competition she has to win. And that kind of control isn't sustainable. It's survival mode in disguise. Nicole's upbringing explains a lot here. Her parents valued performance and success over love and connection.
Nicole, we need to talk about your report card.
But
Not here. Gender.
yeah.
They didn't hug, they judged, they withheld warmth. So Nicole grew up believing she had to earn worth, and now she can't stop trying.
Oh, please. I'm Employee of the Month. I can—
And here's where it gets even more complex. When Nicole does open up emotionally, which happens rarely, she's actually kind, thoughtful, and deeply caring.
Oh, silly. There's nothing you can do that will ever stop me, love. Come here. Now let me pay for that.
She's not cold, she's not cruel, she's someone who never learned how to be vulnerable safely, which is why, even when she's surrounded by people who love her, she still feels like she has to prove herself.
You're just a big meddler. I'm not a meddler. I'm your mother.
In clinical terms, this kind of perfectionism often coexists with high-functioning anxiety, where someone appears capable, productive, and stable on the outside, but is internally riddled with fear and stress. And Nicole fits that profile almost perfectly. She's successful, but exhausted, loving, but guarded, strong, but deeply afraid to be seen as weak.
Because being a woman is the worst. It's like playing one of your video games without the...
And as much as her control freak behavior is funny, it's also a defense mechanism. Because if she loses control, she loses the one thing she believes is keeping her safe. Nicole Watterson is strong, but she's also emotionally guarded. And that's not strength, that's survival. We've seen her lose her temper. We've seen her win battles.
That's it? I think you've all done it. You've over. Over what?
But what we rarely see is Nicole simply being vulnerable.
I want to hear your excuses. I just want you guys back. Annihilate you first, don't worry about it. I missed you. I missed you too.
Why? Because vulnerability means admitting you're overwhelmed. It means asking for help. And Nicole's entire identity is built around never needing help from anyone.
Maybe it's because of stress or something.
Don't worry about it.
But they're my family. They need me.
They need me more.
This is what psychologists call hyperindependence, a trauma response often seen in people who grew up in emotionally neglectful or high-pressure households.
Nicole, we need to talk about your report card.
But
Not here. Gender.
yeah. Type?
Why settle for B- when you can have A+?
Nothing was
Give you every possible chance to succeed.
Yeah, all at the same time.
No offense, but we always thought she could do better than a slacker with a dead-end job who got their pants at the army.
It's not self-sufficiency, it's self-protection. Nicole doesn't trust others to support her emotionally, not because they failed her, but because she was conditioned to believe emotional neediness equals weakness. So instead of sharing her fears or sadness, she bottles them up. Then she channels them into control, success, or rage.
You're just a big meddler. I'm not a meddler. I'm your mother.
You're a worm! You're a thieving, bottom-feeding, money-grabbing...
And while that might work short-term, it's not healing, it's coping. And her coping mechanisms, they're intense. She works too hard, she overcommits, she self-sacrifices.
'Cause I have to fight.
Why?
Because I have to be the best.
She treats burnout like a badge of honor, and when that isn't enough, she flips, emotionally and physically.
You mean the joystick?
No.
She punches, breaks things, screams, often after bottling up emotion for too long. This pattern is familiar to many people who internalize stress. Suppress emotion? Check. Overfunction? Check. Collapse? Check. Repeat? Check. It's not that Nicole doesn't feel, it's that she feels too much and doesn't know how to process any of it in a healthy way. So what would a therapist say? Nicole Watterson presents with maladaptive perfectionism tied to conditional self-worth, high-functioning anxiety with obsessive control tendencies, suppressed anger as a primary emotional outlet, hyperindependence rooted in emotional trauma, strong traits of emotional burnout, identity overachievement, and avoidant vulnerability. She's not mentally ill in the traditional sense, but she's emotionally overloaded and psychologically wired for survival, not peace. What she needs isn't more control. It's compassion and the space to be human, not just high functioning. Because for all her strength, Nicole Watterson isn't unbreakable. She's just really, really good at hiding the cracks. If you made it through this without crying or rage cleaning your kitchen, go ahead and hit subscribe. It's cheaper than therapy, and you won't pull a muscle throwing a toaster. This channel's all about taking your favorite characters and gently holding up a psychological mirror, then shattering it with emotional damage. So if there's another fictional time bomb you want put under the microscope, drop their name in the comments. Because no one's safe. Not cartoon moms, not chaotic geniuses, not even sponges with suspiciously sunny attitudes.